All right, so we're both in picture. Yeah, okay. Let me stiffen the mic for. You gonna find anything in there?
Just see if that far from last time.
You wanna?
It's been too long. They
Yeah.
won't know. They won't remember.
They won't know.
Goldfish, you people. Goldfish.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is One of One, but
Finish it! Finish the intro!
you can call me Seven. And I'm back with Vince, man. I don't like this a bit anymore. It's more Citizen Sleeper. I think we're gonna be doing endings soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to choose.
In this video? I don't know.
We're gonna have to choose. Sorry, I think I might be giving some people motion sickness.
Me, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to choose our ending soon. But for now, we still have a couple things to deal with.
Yeah, gotta help out finish
Bliss.
Bliss.
And then we got Rabai and Sabine.
Yep, and then also the
garden.
the DLC we kind of want to do.
Oh,
as
we need
well.
to do that too. Yeah, so
Which
I think we'll be
probably
holding off on endings until we get through with
Finish
that.
the DLC, yeah.
I don't know, because I don't think we can do the DLC after we finish this.
I don't
run.
think so. I think
so
if
we
we
have
get
to
an
do
ending,
that.
we get an ending.
So we have to do that soon.
And I think, I don't know, there might be like a save state, like you can continue right before you do it kind of thing, but I don't know. I haven't played this game
For now, let's not risk it, and let's finish this off. So
you can just put a, do you want to put a 4 on the left?
yeah,
Doesn't really matter. I guess if you want to put a 4 on the right, we get money.
let's put a 3 in the right and just be like, because then we can keep our
3 on
higher
the left,
rolls.
sure.
Left, sorry, yeah. We're fine. This is fine.
We're done. Oh, we lost energy.
That's
Oh wow,
fine.
neutral is energy.
All right, let's do it. The atmosphere in the airlock is euphoric. You and Bliss keep grinning at each other like idiots. Exhausted, blinded, sore, and aching idiots.
Sleeper, that was incredible.
She punches you on the arm.
I never thought we were gonna make it. Those idiots tangled the whole thing up like nothing I've ever seen.
We make a good team. Bliss smiles a winning smile.
Hell
Winning our heart. As the locks in her door plugs open, Moritz gives a rare whoop. He looks exhausted too, and for good reason. Moritz has been the one ferrying tools and parts back and forth from the ship. His tired smile tells you he's glad it's done. Sleeper, Bliss, he shakes his head. Impressive. When I saw that ship come in, I thought there was no way.
Why, thank you, Moritz.
She winks.
For believing in us.
Moritz rolls his eyes. You know what I mean. Take the compliment. He shoulders some of the gear that came back in with you in Bliss and heads to the racks to stow it. Bliss turns to you.
I think you should be the one to do the honors.
She nods to the ragged-looking console that Moritz assembled.
I don't want to jinx it.
She smiles, but you can see she is genuinely nervous. Yeah, just check the console. You glide over to the console and check the screen. It takes a second to see what you are doing through the flickering cracked display, but after a moment you see the accounts. And there it is. Almost 1,000 cryo, sat in the Bay's transfer account.
Well, have we been screwed again?
It's there. Bliss kicks off from the floor and spins up into the bay, shouting as she does. The noise takes Moritz by surprise, and he knocks a rack of parts, scattering handfuls of metal fixings across the bay. The sight is something. Glinting steel catching the work lights like glitter.
Oh, that's fun. Sorry.
Says Bliss, grinning when she comes back down.
I needed that.
She kicks off and joins you at the terminal.
Moritz even managed to sell that produce. We made a tidy profit. Eventually. Here.
She loads a stack of blank chits into the terminal and transfers a chunk of the cryo to them.
This is your cut.
Bliss hands you the chits.
Thank you for believing this place.
She looks away and smiles.
Even when I couldn't.
Let's go, man.
When you first met me, I was on the edge of giving up. All it would have taken was one more push, but now this place is sparking again. Work is coming in, there are funds in the accounts. Even Moritz has a spring in his step.
You both look over at him, happily racking up tools.
That's because of you.
She punches you on the arm.
He likes you.
This is you.
He's a good kid.
He's a good kid.
He isn't bad, is he?
She leans in closer.
You know, he came here looking to rob the place. I gave him a job instead. Don't tell him I told you that. I just thought it might help you understand the kid.
Maurice turns to look at you, and both Bliss and you awkwardly wave. You gonna be okay?
Me? Always.
She looks away.
From here on out, it's gonna be a little easier. I'm gonna look for some component contracts, stuff that will keep us inside the bay, not out in the black. No need to risk our necks if we don't need to. You want to cash out? That's fine, but there will always be work for you here when you need it.
You.
I'll be back.
She smiles and then out of nowhere quickly gives you a hug. She steps back and glances around, reflect. Dude, gives you a hug. No one saw that, right?
Take care.
She says softly.
You too.
You too.
And Sleeper?
Yes?
Don't spend that all at once.
How much did you think we got?
Up like 300. 300!
Oh my god.
Let's go!
What do we do with all this money?
Literally nothing. We don't need it.
What do we...
Oh, it would be cool if one of the endings, if we leave, we have to like stock up on like stabilizer.
Yeah.
Before we go or something like that, you know?
Just... What do
I don't know. This was... Oh, we have how much... Was that cycle clock? 6?
6?
Until what? One last job.
Is there another job coming in?
Ooh, and then we can get 20 cryo
Oh
for a
my
success.
God.
Everything's coming up.
What do we... I want to spend money.
We have nothing that we could really spend it on.
We could buy a ship mind, I'm pretty sure.
For what reason, man?
For fun.
Just to have it?
I don't know what we do it for.
I don't know. Let's wait. Maybe the refugees need stuff.
Yeah, they probably need some kind of money. We've got
Now we have
Rabaya and Sabine.
All right. Let's go talk to Rabaya and Sabine.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna be wanting to do something crazy. As you enter Rabaya's office, you hear voices. Is that Sabine? You push open the door.
Sleeper, what good timing.
Rabaya calls out as you enter.
I wanted to introduce you to someone.
The man is standing at the center of the room, speaking quietly with Rabaya. He turns as you come in.
Meet Yannick. Do you want to do... That's not what I expected Yannick to look like at all.
Oh wait, is this a sting kind of op?
I have no idea.
Like, the only reason I could think for him to be here.
Is it for some kind of...
Turn the tables.
Yeah, right? Probably not now, but probably wants us to get like an idea. Do you want to take him?
I wonder. Let me see. Let me think.
He's like, he's a bit smooth. He looks like a bit suave, you know? Sleeper.
Sleeper.
From Rabbi.
Yeah. Been hearing good things from Rabbi. He smiles an easy smile.
It's good to meet you. Let's,
Likewise, likewise. He waves a ringed hand. Now, Rabbi, where were we?
Actually, the sleeper was what I wanted to talk to you about.
What is... She doesn't spare you look. What is going on? Well, okay then. Go on.
I'd like to recommend them to your ward. They have shown themselves to be a capable ally here on the spoke side, but we have more than enough to run our territories. I hear the main block is proving more difficult.
Yannick leans forward slowly. It's a mess, Rabbi. He waits, his tinted glasses shimmering despite the lack of light in the unit. I can use them, he suddenly decides.
Good to hear. I can immediately...
Yannick cuts her off with a raised hand. 1 second. He steps one surprisingly light step closer to you. You eager to work, Sleeper?
Say what kind of work?
What kind of work? Oh. A question. Yannick lowers his head and raises it again, as if he dropped something. Nothing new for you, he answers, not quite looking at you. You don't follow. What is he saying?
That's you.
That concludes it, Yannick pronounces. Sleeper can come work in the ward anytime they like. You shoot Rabaya a confused look. Rabaya finally glances at you for a moment, but it's so fast you almost miss it.
Good. I know you'll be happy with their work, Jan.
Yannick reaches out and squeezes her shoulder. Sure, Rabbi. Now please, let us old friends get back to it. He guides Rabaya away, leaving you standing alone. Yeah. You look to Rabaya, but she's deep in conversation and so stunned and confused.
We just agreed to do something?
You leave.
Expose Yannick. Gain his trust first. Alright, we got a new thing. Control the block dangerous.
Wow, the massive block at the center of the lawn is made up of layers and layers of units. Patrolling this vertical city
Good
is a
thing
challenge.
we got a +2 to this.
How much do we get? Is it 2 or 3?
Please be 3. Factories, restaurants, surgeries, schools.
Yeah. There's a
Something-
lot.
Rich with stories and problems to solve. You're starting to learn them all. So we take this for the 5, or do we want to risk it for a better one? Remember, if you do this now without it there, it's not going to roll.
Yeah, let's just risk it for the biscuit.
You will be punished for this.
Yeah, alright, that's fine.
Oh wow, minus energy.
It's probably dangerous.
Broken promise. The block is dangerous. It is very dangerous.
There we go.
Yeah, Yannick's trust. We have gained it.
Okay, continue.
All right, Yannick.
You almost laugh when you see it. The same small recorder stuck to a different wall this time. Written across the fluorescent tape is that familiar word. Sleeper. You grab it quickly. Rabaya says sorry. Sabine's voice sparks up once again. She said she didn't have time to brief you before setting you up with the old man. I'm sure you've got the play by now. Earn his trust, work the block. Then we need you to get into his office. It's risky, but obviously you are the only one of us he doesn't already know. Either way, we need to locate the link to SNR. You hear a shout in the background of the recording. Rabaya says, be careful. Yo.
Oh, they For sure. We got them back together. Let's
Dude,
go.
can you imagine? It's just like Sabine is at the phone and Rabaya's just in bed.
Yeah. She actually said to hang up, but this is important.
Yeah. The data suggests there's some relay, processing the implant data and sending it to SNR, but we can't lock down its position. Either he is moving it, or it's moving itself, or is rerouting through other relays. We can't understand it. Maybe you can find some details on it in his office.
Why can't we use the navigator?
Once he trusts you, you should be able to get close enough to get in the office. You'll only get one shot. That's the final piece of the puzzle to end this. Good luck, Sleeper. I'm sorry too. Be safe. The recording clicks off, leaving you in silence. You pocket the recorder just in case and walk away. Looks like it is up to you. Yannick's office. We've got a critical action, one chance.
Find the relay.
Relay located.
Let's use this one.
The relay's always located.
But the potential.
Regardless.
Just like how we can always get the gun. Please give us a 5. Oh, I don't want to. I'm too scared.
Here we go.
All right, Yannick, you swab. You.
You spot the countermeasure on the drawer moments before you touch it. This has to be it, but you can't rush it. You look at the countermeasure on the drawer. It looks like some kind of shock trap. If you grab the drawer, you'd likely have thousands of volts running through your system right now. You wince.
Big condition down.
Once you find the anchor points, it comes away easily enough. You prise it from the drawer quickly and quietly, then listen for footsteps in the corridor outside. Nothing. All clear for now. You slide the drawer open, looking for other countermeasures that might be inside, expecting to see a chunk of tech, the relay, but as you slip it open, all you see is a handful of wires and an empty implant cradle. Is this some kind of mistake? You freeze for a moment, unsure what to do next. Why keep an implant cradle so carefully guarded? You remember Yannick having an implant, a small plate on the side of his head, just above his ear. You assumed it was for hearing or is it on his person?
Is it storage?
Okay, those shimmering glasses of his come to you in your memory, his strange movements, his speech. You look again at the cradle, and there it is, printed on the frame. Proprietary technology, property of S&ARP. Rabai said the relay moved, that they couldn't get a fix on it. What if Yannick was the relay? The thought hits you like a shock. Yannick with a remote relay implanted in his head, networked to every single implanted enforcer in the low end. A shudder runs through you. Is he even in control? Or has S&ARP wormed its way into the man? Could he even be considered separate from the corporation itself? You think of your own legal status as proprietary technology, a puppet with cut strings. Time to cut Yannick's strings then.
The Dataverse?
You reach around inside the cradle and find a remote connection, a tiny bead of a transmitter likely controlling the link to S&ARP. There it is. You pause for a moment, then you squeeze it. Snap it from the frame and it crumples, sparks, and dies. It takes a moment before the shouts come, before the scream, and you're already on your way out, down the corridor, down through the unit that serves as the lobby to Yannick's office. Then out onto the walkway where Yannick lies still, enforcers gathered around him, bemused. We gotta see.
Let's
right?
approach.
Yeah, we gotta see. You push through the crowd and there he is, still crumpled. You arrange him a little, lie him down properly, feeling how thin his body is under his suit. You wonder how long he has been like this, a puppet for S&ARP. With the connection cut, nothing remains but his body, which means that Yannick the man was gone. A long time before
That's
now.
why he gave us a look, because he knows. Oh, God.
You place a hand on his chest. You are sorry for him, but it is done now. And you did not kill this man.
That's true.
You've seen enough. The connection is cut, and whatever Yannick was or had become is gone. Your anger is a hard core in your chest, and all of it is focused on S&ARP.
They spell focus wrong there?
There
were two S's
maybe.
there.
Stop the signal. There we go. That's another. It's another
wait.
achievement. The low end is wild with stories about Yannick's death. You are still waiting for Rabai to get in touch, but you trust that she will. This is a negative cycle clock.
Well, it's just those reds are
Oh.
cycles.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. This is going fine.
God, this is so long of like a.
I know. I know.
I guess we are making a whole ship.
Yeah. We almost have 600 cryo now.
Yeah. Do you think there's a cheat? No, it's probably not true.
No, there probably is an achievement for having that much money. We'll start him.
Because they're probably going to be cycle clocks.
The first of 3 episodic updates to Citizen Sleeper telling the story of the refugee flotilla which has arrived at the Eye. Okay. Flux, Refuge, and Purge. That doesn't sound good.
No.
So we need to do this. We'll begin the episode, but be aware that it is intended for late game play.
We are late game play.
We are, in fact. Ash asked you to bring supplies, and fragrant, eye-grown Jarol Cap seemed like the perfect thing to impress her.
Sick.
I mean...
I am Ash and you are... I don't remember their name.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Waves you into the bay.
The cavernous bay of the climbing briar.
Peak. That's
Yeah. You came! Peak smiles as you walk into the climbing briar's cargo hold behind a gloomy Ash.
They brought mushrooms.
Ash tosses the mushroom caps onto a crate, raising her eyebrows at Peak. Peak gives her a look. Thank you, Sleeper. They pick one up and sniff at it. Are these... edible?
Just say nothing. Just say...
No, man, try it.
Yeah.
Try it. Peak squints at you and the mushroom before delicately putting it back down. I'll wait.
Not so used to fresh produce.
Oh, she's carrying crates as she speaks and doesn't look up.
Hawthorne doesn't have much in the way of farming.
Hawthorne?
They're part of Hawthorne. The installation we grew up on.
Ash wipes off her hands on a rag.
XPR loves to name their property after natural things, but that's about as far as their relationship with plant life goes.
XPR?
Yeah. This an interrogation?
She glares.
Either way, we're done with that place, which is all you need to know.
Ash leans back against the crate she was securing.
We're gonna need more than a few mushrooms if we want to help those refugees, though.
What do they need?
Food, water, components, a whole lot of things.
Ash stands and walks over to the mushrooms you brought, placing them into a small container with care.
The problem isn't just getting supplies, it's getting them through to the ships.
Can't you speak to Havenitch? We aren't exactly welcome guests, Peak explains. If anyone figures out that we came in with the refugee ships, we'll be quarantined as well.
Why is there quarantine?
Quarantine. Peak jumps in. The Eye has a closed-loop life support system. Just like any orbital installation, any unfamiliar illness or a significantly increased strain on life support could cause a cascading collapse in its systems.
Makes a lot of sense. Are we making excuses for these bureaucrats now?
We are being realistic, Ash.
But these people aren't an increased strain. They're living people.
Ash stares at you.
Even calling them refugees is just a way of turning a lot of scared, desperate people into a single monolithic group.
He's not wrong.
Using a lot of big words.
Ash slides a container full of mushrooms into one of the cargo holds racks.
Look, as much as I'd like to chat, we still got a lot of space to fill in this hold. So if you're gonna help...
I think Ash is trying to say we need your help, and quickly. Peak says, glancing at her, the refugees behind the cordon, they won't be able to hold out indefinitely. We need to get them supplies. We need to get supplies to them in the next 12 cycles or so.
Or Havenage will have to bear the responsibility for whatever happens next.
What can I do?
There's 3 things we still need to secure. Water, food, and scrap components for ship repairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Water we can find a way to source, or in my preference, just siphon off from the underground reservoirs in the Greenway.
Ash.
For food, things could be tricky. Those mushrooms are delicious, I'm sure, but no way we can get enough volume to feed a flotilla. However, I saw an algae stack on the way over. If we can get access...
No, not more stealing, Ash. Oh.
I didn't say steal.
She stares at them indignantly.
If we can get access, we can work the stack, harvest some algae for the flotilla. Those stacks turn out vast quantities in short timescales.
And the repair components? Peak asks tentatively.
Just look around you, Peak. This whole place is made of scrap.
True. She shoots you a glance.
I'm sure the Sleeper has their sources. They can bring them right here.
It's crazy because we are actually so prepared to do all of this.
Yes.
Like, we have a farm, we have money, we have ways to get scrap. It's crazy.
We get everything before time runs out. Perfect. We get most of it. Also good. Either way, 12 cycles. I'm going to take what we have and go.
But how will you get through?
I thought I'd leave that up to you, Peak.
They flinch. Are you serious? Ash, I know we said we would help the flotilla, but at what point... Take this seriously, Ash. I don't know the first thing about breaching a quarantine cordon.
Maybe not, but they might. They slipped out from an SNR facility, didn't they? Plus, they've been here longer than us. You were always trying to get me to find help. Well, here it is. Help.
Pete glances between the two of you. I swear to... I need to think this one through. Meet me at the cordon in a couple of cycles, Sleeper. Maybe we can figure something out.
All right. Meanwhile, you can help me acquire the supplies. Discreetly. We have to keep this quiet. Keep Havenage out of the loop. Once they get suspicious, this is all over for all of us.
It's crazy because I don't even think, based off of the way things are going right now, I don't think we'd even have to keep them out of the loop because we could just have Fang cover for us.
Yeah. Well, he's not really, like, super big and...
Yeah. But he broke a huge story.
Yes.
This all suddenly seems a little too real, too dangerous. You've only just found your feet. That's not true.
No?
They're
Well,
lying.
this was not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not... Hey, we're endgame.
Yeah.
We're doing exactly what they told us to do.
Come find us. We'll be out there trying to pull this all together. Pete, come help me.
Sleeper, look, we didn't choose this either. Help us finish this. We've set up a base camp on the Broken Spoke. You are welcome to rest there in any of the cots while we work on this. We're in this together.
Peek.
Ash shouts, and they walk back into the hold to help with the container. As you leave the climbing briar, you look out at the broken edge of the Eye's ring, where Havenage's cordon blinks with tiny red lights. What are you getting yourself into?
Okay, so that's our...
Negative cycle clock, where...
We have to get all their stuff for this.
So they need to get their hold filled with food, water, and components. Peak's plan. All the supplies in the world are nothing without a plan to get them into the flotilla. That's Peak's part in this. We need 8 components. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
and then we got a base camp where we can do literally everything else.
That's just a home.
All right. Is there anything else that popped up here? The cordon. We're waiting to talk to Peak here. 2 days.
So let's start getting, I guess, scrap.
So the wastes. Let's see. Yeah, gather scrap. This is fine. How much scrap do I think they're going to give us? I hope a lot. Just 1.
Cool.
Can we literally not do anything else to get scrap? Can we go buy a bunch of scrap from somewhere?
We already did. Oh, okay. I think, is that the garden?
Oh, this is the algae stack. Right. Much to Esh's frustration, you'll have to pay or talk your way into using an algae stack to farm food for the refugees. This is fine.
You have to do this as well, so.
Yep, might as well. Okay, that's fine.
We have to use our 6 somewhere.
Reservoir.
Reservoir, okay.
Repeatable. Water for the flotilla. Havenage alert. Have installed a complex sensor array to monitor the reservoir. Trip this and the whole place will go into lockdown.
Oh, you can reduce the alert and also get water for the flotilla. So we have to do concurrently.
Okay, so we need to use our 6 somewhere.
We got 12 cycles to get this done.
Yeah, which is plenty of time.
Okay, ideally we get a 6. We have to spend money on food.
Yep. We go to Memphis. I don't care how long it takes.
Sure.
We always give
That's
our
fine.
stuff to
It's okay. I
Emphas.
didn't say anything, man.
This guy,
Calm down.
he's a homie.
hurt me.
He's a homie amongst homies. He's the one.
What did you say?
He's the one.
What did you say? Oh.
Stop. 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 Should be just one more,
forward.
right? Yeah. And then this should get us the access.
Yeah. You and Ash roll up your sleeves, help with tank cycling, speak to the farmers about the refugees.
Yeah, nice.
Any... Oh,
Now it's a cycle clock. Whoa. Algae takes time to grow, and each cycle more can be harvested from the stack. Patience is required. Harvest algae. There's no algae in the stack for this cycle. Accelerate growth.
oh, we can increase the cycle clock and then harvest it. This is so much more than I thought we needed to do.
What about the water?
Well, this has its own, like, all right,
Oh
let's
my
keep up and keep
gosh.
down and keep up and keep down. Good news is that engineering we can get scrap from potential.
Yeah, so should we just do this right now?
Let's just do it.
Okay.
Oh my god. All right. They really upped the game on this one. Oh, positive means it doesn't increase the negative Havenage alert. So as long as we get positive outcomes here.
We don't ever need to spend dice on this.
Yes, which is huge. We're going to
Okay.
put a 5 into the scrap.
Into
gathering.
the... Yeah, because we should have 8
We
soon,
need to
right?
get 8, yeah.
It's up here. One more cycle, and then we can talk to Peak.
Yep. And then have another clock that we probably need to
Oh
use.
my gosh. They suddenly... Well, we were complaining about having nothing to spend our dice
Yeah.
on. Here we go.
Yeah. All right, let's
3
see.
away from getting that 8 scrap.
Where do we want to put this 5 in?
Probably...
Want to go reservoir?
Yeah, probably reservoir.
All right.
Oh, good lord.
Give us scrap engineering.
Wait, actually, do we want to accelerate the growth?
Let's accelerate.
Move this faster?
Let's move faster to the left.
This one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Which means we should be able to get the growth done next cycle, right? Assuming good dice rolls. Let's find out. Oh, someone's here. As you leave, you find a note pinned on the outside of the door.
Fly words, right? Oh no, it's Peak, of course.
Read Sleeper, there's something you need to see. Meet me at the coordinates as soon as you can. Just keep heading around the ring until you hit the flotilla. I'll be waiting Peak. Looks like you're doing this. Time to make a plan.
All right, Peak.
All right, let's try and accelerate this real quick. Right?
Yeah.
Should be fine.
Neutral just means that we lose that energy.
There we go.
Okay.
And now we can harvest.
Yes.
You managed to perfect a phosphorus-rich feed cocktail that massively boosts the algae's growth rate. The other farmers are impressed.
I guess let's throw a 5 in here. I want to see how much.
Should be just 2.
If we do perfect, does it still reduce it?
Settle for nothing less than a full hold's worth. All right. Cool. And then this. Let's go to Peak.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Good news that we don't have to worry about using our die for money.
Yep. Nope. Whoa, this
I like that symbol.
spider. Cautious spacer. Sleeper. Pete catches your attention from the shadowy corner they were leaning against. Any trouble getting up here? This place is huge. Oh, no, none.
None, no.
None. Yeah. Good to hear. Come, take a look at this. They beckon you over to a nearby window which looks across the ruined ring to the blinking red lights of the Havenage cordon. The cordon's temporary structures, a net of metal struts meant to detect and dissuade any ships from entering or leaving the flotilla, jut out into the black. And all around, the tugs flit, securing them in place and tending to the red blinking drones that demark the quarantine. It's an impressive and worrying sight. What do you think? How would you get through?
Just go for it. Hard and fast. Probably not.
I'd say we'd create a distraction, probably,
All
right?
around tugs flit, securing them in place to timber.
Oh, well, actually, no, we'd probably use one of the
We can
tugs,
use a tug,
right?
get in, and make it easier for us, right?
Yeah, I mean, now I feel
We're
like
pretty good engineers.
I feel like our sleeper's really confident in their abilities
Yeah.
after having done literally so many
Yes.
things that have to do with data, engineering, talking to people. They're
Yeah.
like a multi-tool.
In fact, I think the worst form for us is just go for a hard and fast because our endure is not very good.
Yeah. As an escort, you mean? I doubt we could fit all the supplies on one of those tugs, but if it seemed like the Briar was being officially escorted through the cordon, then we'd be stuck inside. Peak turns away from the window and rubs their forehead. Ash has really wrapped us up in something here, hasn't she? The question is spoken under the breath, and they don't seem to expect an answer. The silence
We
grows.
try all 3, huh?
Peak laughs. I like it. At least we should prepare as many ways as we can. The way I see it, there are 3 parts to making it through that cordon. They gesture out the window at the strange structure. Deception, distraction, and speed. We'll need all of them for a clean passage, though. Deception means tricking the cordon security into thinking that we are meant to be there. Maybe a tug escort would work? Anything that makes the Briar look official. Distraction, meanwhile, will be all about diverting attention so that no one looks too hard at what the Briar is doing. If we can create a gap in the cordon's scanning and deterrence systems, that should keep them busy. Finally, speed will mean making sure the Briar's ready to roll. Perhaps we can do a little work on the ship to get her ready? Ash surely wouldn't mind. How does that sound?
Excellent.
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 Dude, after doing so many things like that were incredibly dangerous, not only for us but for others, I feel like we're so confident.
Yeah.
Now this has like changed our character.
Yeah,
like, let's do it.
Yeah. When do we start?
We've had so many experiences.
Yeah.
Truly, think about it. Breaking through security with Fang, fixing so many different kinds of ships with Bliss, building a bar, fermenting and growing mushrooms, doing science, also mushrooms for alcohol.
Doing science.
Yeah, we were doing science. What do you want me
doing
to call it? What do you want me to call it, huh? Yeah, you can't come up with anything.
Don't make this all bit.
You can't come up with anything. Don't get too excited. There's a lot to get sorted before we can make the run. 10 cycles left. They glance out of the window at the cord nervously. 10 cycles to gather the supplies and to prep this plan. It's tight.
It's very tight.
It's incredibly tight.
Yeah.
I think we do need a pop-a stabilizer.
Yeah, we probably do.
To get 5 dice.
Yeah.
If this goes wrong, just get out, okay? I'll follow Ash anywhere, but you need to get dragged down with us.
Oh, it won't come to that.
It won't come to that. Of course, but just keep it in mind. Let's get to it. I'll tell Ash about the improvements to the Briar and the rest. Let's explore the Cordon as best we can and look for openings. I have no idea what Garden Angel sent you to us, Sleeper, but I'm very glad they did. Oh my god, more dice to spend. Okay, we need Cordon Intel. This one gives us 2 intercept comms versus... Whoa.
Blending in, which only gives us 1, so we want to begin the 2.
Yeah.
Not as good as interfacing.
Wait, have we not... Oh.
I think this finally ticked over for...
We need that drive so we can get our interface up to 2.
Yes.
Plus 2. Sleeper, long time. Moritz is smiling at you when you leave. Clearly happy to see you again. Dude!
Dude, good to see you, man.
Good to see you. Same. He rubs his hands on his jacket. How you been? Working hard.
Or hardly working.
I hate everything. Well, you are always welcome to hang at the bay if you want. Actually, that's what I'm here about. I know Bliss said she didn't want to take any more big jobs, but she's changed her mind, or something. Because now we have someone looking for a refit of their ship in our bay. You would not believe it. They want their entire ship disarmed. Cutting out defense arrays, weapon lockers, ship-to-ship countermeasures, the whole lot. We'll be able to start an arms dealership with all the hardware we'll have up there when we're done. Anyway, it's a massive job and we need some hands. Bliss said to go get you. So come on up. Bliss is waiting on you to accept the job. It'll be good to have you up there again. Like old times.
What's not old?
Rabaya.
Oh, God. There's so many things happening.
Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabaya working the heavy bag. She is hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since... Sabine doesn't finish the sentence. They're sitting on a stool looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through the S and ARP data you pulled all those cycles ago. Is she okay? Just angry. We all are. But you have to remember, she knew Yannick for a long time. What S and ARP did... Rabaya stops punching, and in the silence you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in this same unit. A lot has changed since then.
They hooked him up like a puppet. Rigged that thing in his head so they could control him. Pushed the old Yannick out. Oh god, when did they let him in? Yeah. I don't know why he let them in. But it's a lesson. Don't let them in.
Another flurry.
Yatagan shouldn't deal with corporations, and we never will again.
She spits.
She
She comes away from the bag.
At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we come back from this, that Yatagan can hold on, but there are opportunists trying to take control.
Sabine turns to you. Yes, but now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants in Yatagan's enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think, with time, I can do the surgeries. Rabaya walks away from the bag towards the far side of the unit.
Those surgeries will never happen if Yatagan collapses.
She shouts back at Sabine. Clearly, this is a well-worn argument in this unit. Leave this one to you.
What now for you?
Sabine looks over at Rabaya. I want to help fix this mess if I can. There's the implants, and I want to return to my surgery. The low end needs doctors. What I understand now is that Yatagan can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from S and ARP, from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang. And with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash, they shudder. Rabaya believes, and I want that belief. I also want to be done with S and ARP, but I doubt they are done with me. They glance away, rubbing their shoulders. Yes! Let's go! Oh my god, yes! Dude,
that's what I wanted to hear.
That is what we wanted to hear.
Let's go!
Yes, that is, oh my god. Man, why are we so much more excited about that than literally anything else?
In the video so far?
Sabine fixes you with a look. Yes, Sleeper. Isn't that obvious? They smile. I've been wanting to say, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to again. Properly. When I leaked the data on the sleeper program, it was to try to help people like you. They grit their teeth, but after all the cycles here being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up, it shook me up. They run a hand through their hair, but I ended up here, so they look at Rabiah. Oh, of course. They reach into a pocket and take out a handful of vials. After these last few, I don't know what we can do with the SNARP connection broken. But I know there are other ways. Repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I even heard there are some labs out on the Greenway. Perhaps they can help? I'm sorry I can't do more. No, man.
I did enough.
Thank you. She is... they are the reason that, like...
We lived in the first place.
Yeah. Truly, they are the reason that we lived in the first place. They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabiah crosses back to you both and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other, and you can't help but smile at the idea of them together.
What are you two plotting?
Sabine laughs, and the sound is a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Later, when you leave, you take that handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger deep down inside, and you don't know if it will ever leave. But SNARP doesn't own you anymore. They can't, because this place, these people, own you. They're what makes you get up every cycle. They're what keeps you breathing. You put the vials away and walk through the low end, your senses tuned to every sight, every smell, and every sound, soaking it all in. Living.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Another drive complete.
We now have
four
vials of
that was
stabilizer.
3 stabilizer.
Yeah, I know.
All right, and I think we can get our upgrade to...
Yes, we can. Interface, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Wow. We are truly almost there.
And we've done Sabine and Rabiah, and they've happy ending.
A very happy ending. I'm so glad. Imagine if,
Just died.
yeah, they killed each other somehow. Good lord.
There's one thing that I wish this game would do more, which is allowing you to, like, if you were to complete certain choices with characters and different things, you want to go upstairs real quick?
Oh, yeah, right, we need to go look.
That they would allow, like, your past achievements to help you or benefit you in some way with others. Because that's, like, the one thing I feel like is missing is that a lot of the things you do don't really interact with each other as much.
Yeah.
And I kind of...
Wish they did.
I wish they did, you know, like,
I know a dude.
We're being attacked by, what was his name, Maywick?
Yeah.
We have a mercenary friend that we helped out. Maybe, you know, Ankita could help come to our rescue.
Exactly.
And have to deal with Ethan.
No, you're definitely right.
And there are some, like, the choices, like, oh, I already know how to plant mushrooms. I've been doing that over here. But, like, I wish there's some
Maybe
more.
it was in some checks that we never knew.
Maybe, but
that we
I don't
never
know.
had to see.
I feel like there'd be more. If that was in there, there'd be more of that.
I think you're definitely right. Regardless, let's see what,
Whoever is here has to say.
Yeah, when you enter the bay, it is weirdly quiet. Moritz must be out on some errand, and maybe Bliss is prepping the kit?
She's back!
She wants her ship refitted?
To not have weapons. And she also has a different icon. Little splash art here.
Yeah.
Sleeper.
Ankita's drifting at one side of the bay. You missed her completely when you came in. The idea of not seeing Ankita when you entered a room would have seemed unlikely to you several cycles ago, but seeing her without her armor, she seems smaller, less imposing.
Okay, first one is like aggressive. 2 is terse. I'd say 3. Finally heard of the armor.
She ignores your remark.
So, what is this? Come to avenge Ashton or Sleeper, or just looking for another payout?
Her anger's familiar, but quieter than before. Restrained.
I don't want to fight.
I don't want to fight, yeah.
Why are you here?
She looks away, and you can tell her anger isn't directed at you in particular. It just radiates off her like fire.
You better be ready to sign.
Comes a shout for the bay entrance.
Because I've got my best repair tech coming up here especially, and they're going to...
Oh, Bliss glides in and suddenly stops herself when she sees you and Ankita standing off.
Oh, Sleeper, you're already here. Miss Cassetta. Ah, Ankita Cassetta, sure. This is the tech I was telling you about. Best on the, Wait. Do you two know each other?
You and Ankita look at each other.
We worked together.
We worked together. Bliss squints at you both before continuing. Bliss produces a slate.
Dude, we can be so aggressive with Ankita, and I don't think it's warranted.
No, it's not worth it.
I don't know, it feels like, I guess in a different route, but if people felt differently, but I don't know. Tell us if what we did back then, or if what Ankita did back then is like deserving
warrants
of
this
such,
kind of
like,
behavior.
Yeah.
This kind of standoffishness.
Yeah, because I don't know. It feels like it was just like a bad place to be in. I don't think, I mean, someone's at fault, but I don't think it's to this level of...
what's the word? Animosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Cassetta, if you'd like to sign our damage waiver here, we can start on the decommissioning. My tech here is eager to get started, as am I.
Ankita scrawls her signature across the slate.
Thank you. And everything is okay with the special payment terms we discussed?
She gives Ankita a strange smile.
All fine.
says Ankita, giving you another hard look. Then she kicks off and drifts to the entrance.
I'll be in the gimbal.
She says, and leaves. She looks over her glasses at you.
Look, Sleeper, there's something I have to tell you.
She glances around again. What is she so nervous about? Oh, I have plenty of time. Stupid.
This isn't exactly a typical job. Miss Cassetta, I mean Ankita,
She gives you a knowing look.
doesn't have the chits to pay us, so we made a special agreement. I'm leaving.
You're joining our mercenary crew?
Don't make me laugh. Akita's next merc. Why do you think she's getting us to remove all our ship armaments?
Amber. The ship is called Amber.
There's some deep history here, huh? Look, all I care is that she's heading for the Star Wars belt. That's where I'm headed.
Turns back to face you.
Also, I wanted to ask if you'd like to come with us.
I would. She interrupts before you answer.
Oh, so we didn't even get it out. I know things have been hard for you on the eye, and you helped me so much. I asked Ankita if she'd carry 2 of us, and she said yes. Why not, Maureen? We're supposed to take over the bay anyway. Although if you stay, you're welcome to help him run it. I just thought you might be in need of a fresh start as much as I am.
She turns away nervously.
Think about it anyway. The berth is there. We've got to finish the job first anyway.
With that, she kicks away and heads to the racks before you can offer an answer. Moments later, Moritz enters with a new cutting torch for the disarming of the ambergris. The Star Wars belt. You push your thoughts to the back of your mind. Time to get to work.
Don't be a cycle. Just a thing. Same
Just
as the
a
other.
thing.
Same as the other.
Akita wants it all out. Weapons, countermeasures, torpedoes. It would be a risky job if you didn't know Amber so well.
And it's safe. Do you think that the risk level would have gone up
if we never even interacted?
I think we'd need to interact with Ankita to get this. Maybe?
No, I think this could be totally separate.
Could be. I don't know.
Once this job is ready, you better be ready to make a fast decision. Stay with Moritz or go with Ankita and
Well,
Bliss.
right now we have cycle clocks needing our attention, so
Yeah.
unfortunately,
That feels like...
that's another ending.
That feels like an ending our sleeper would take.
Going with.
But there are so many people.
Lemon
First
Mina
off,
need to get.
Lemon Mina need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Either go with them or help them.
Yeah.
I guess Tala doesn't have an ending.
No,
she seems so like
She started.
with us.
She started a business.
Yeah.
She's happy with where it's at.
Yeah. I just thought that it would be more personal with us. Rabaya and Sabine have each other.
Yeah.
Which is so
Great.
hyped for.
Great.
Actually, so great.
Did not expect it.
Rico's got this whole thing with
Yeah.
the
Now understanding.
one
where
more
it's-
cycle.
Yeah. I'm scared about that.
I'm also scared about that. And then we've got the refugees, and that's
gotta
it.
help out
Feng.
them.
Oh, Feng is just chilling.
Thanks. We've done it. He doesn't have to worry about.
Now he only
He has
cares about.
avenged his parents and
he cares about the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to scroll up? Do we have a timer on that one as well, or no?
No, it's just
On
this.
the plan? We don't have a timer on the plan.
I don't think so.
Okay, I guess we
We
do
just
everything
need to
else
get
first.
intel.
Then we do everything else first, right?
Holy hell. Okay.
Let's try and.
So now we need a harvest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know we cannot afford to even get neutral outcomes. We need to move fast.
We need to move fast.
Which means
You
now
can do one more on that too if you want to.
we're gonna like futz with our dice. So,
Okay.
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm starting to panic because I'm just like, we need to move.
I mean, well, we do, but you don't have to rush the rolls. It's not
Like, jeez. All right, then we need a 6 for
salvaging.
yeah, salvaging. We got this.
Then we got to reroll.
There we go. Good. That's fine. We got this.
Then we're gonna have to assert.
Yeah. We could get this done right.
Can't. We need more algae to grow. Let's wait a cycle on this one because it'll grow back.
And we'll have more dice to use.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's use our 2 elsewhere.
Suddenly, with all the things to do, I am stressed out. I am actually stressed out. We're almost there with the scrap.
Yep.
Come on now. Give us something. Give us some good rolls, please. Or we're gonna have to re-roll all of them.
That's fine too.
That's also fine.
Oh, some good
Nope,
rolls.
these are great. All right, so
we can finish out.
we can finish.
You can finish that.
Yeah. We need
Use
a.
a 3. Or is that a negative? That's a negative outcome. Do you want to just throw a 6 and be sure? Or do you want to use that 3? Because if we use that in oh, okay. Cycle clock goes down, we have to wait more. Okay, did it.
Let's go.
All right,
Perfect.
food, done.
Continue. You were leaning against the metal crates you just loaded up with algae, packed and dried into bright green pucks. Ash hops onto one beside you, flexing her aching back. I hope the refugees like algae. Ash squints at you as if you just interrupted her train of thought. It's a look you have become familiar with.
Doesn't matter either way. This is what we've got.
She sighs, rubbing the back of her neck. Everything seems to be algae or fungus oriented here.
I mean, kind of what you got.
In these past cycles, working the algae stack with Ash, you've had little insight into her mind. She rarely seems happy to start a conversation, but is always eager to end one. Despite this, you feel like something has grown between you, something like silent trust. The kind that tends to seed itself in the fertile soil of hard, but necessary work.
Something you mean to ask?
Ash raises her head cautiously. Go on.
Yeah. Why escape?
Ash pauses, her protective instinct fighting with the trust you've built. You can see her beginning to shrug the question off, then she stops, rethinks, sighs.
What you need to understand, Sleeper, is that Erlin's Eye wasn't the only place where the Solheim collapse happened. Sure, Hawthorne, where we grew up, was an XPR installation, but that didn't screen it from Solheim going under. Actually, Solheim was the only reason XPR were ever here.
Yeah. She flinches, correcting herself.
They are a service corps. You understand? They set up outposts and surrogate systems like this to offer refueling, logistics, and maintenance services to bigger companies with extraction contracts. Like Solheim. When Solheim went bust, XPR lost their client. And Hawthorne, well, we lost everything. We became an outpost tasked with just holding on. Keep the refueling platforms running, they said. Keep the outpost stable. Hold on to our claim.
She rubs at her head as if recalling all this was somehow physically painful.
Do you know what it's like to spend your entire life in a place with no future? A place that exists only to hold a legal claim to a piece of territory to shore up breach of contract negotiations between two corporations? It's like living in a...
She searches for the word, her eyes jumping back and forth.
In a grave.
She clenches her hands.
So if you are looking for the answer to why questions, that's your answer. We, Peek and I, know what it's like to be forgotten. To be locked out.
She stares hard at the side of the stack, the algae whirling against the glass in beautiful patterns, and she doesn't look away. The silence extends, and you realize the conversation is over. Ash seems angry, not at you, but with herself for even voicing such ideas. After a while, you stand and start to load the crates onto the powered cargo trolley that Ash will run back to the Briar. As you do, you try to catch her eye, but she avoids it, soothing herself instead with the comforting simplicity of physical work. And now we are done with getting them.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Oh my god, Rico.
So... Rico's thing has an ending, and I'm scared to click on it for fear we might get locked into it. I don't know if clicking on this will trigger it or not, but it's very clear from what I've seen that it's a yes-no choice to two separate endings, and I don't want to click on it yet for fear of that.
Ending the game.
Yeah, because we still have more to do.
Yeah.
More to show you
We
guys.
have plenty to do and plenty to show.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We have to do both.
They're all your scrap components.
So
That's it. These components should be enough to cover most of the basic repairs the flotilla needs. You hope.
Okay.
Cool. I guess.
Oh, this is another one. Okay.
You look over the pile of scrap components lying in the Briar. You look around. The bay is empty. Ash and Peak are either elsewhere on the station or on the bridge a couple of levels up. You begin sorting through the pile, separating out useful components and boxing them by use. You don't recognize everything you find, but before long you get into the rhythm of sorting. As you do, your mind starts to drift, your attention being drawn into the dark corners of the bay. The Briar is in surprisingly good condition, considering that Hawthorne and XPR must have been operating it for decades by now. The marks of care are everywhere, from the delicate patch jobs, polished to meld into the original finish, or the carefully bound wiring running through custom trunking. Ash loves this ship, that much is clear. The fact that there is so much effort and care and love put into this ship is something that is so unlike anything that this aesthetic and this world has presented to us as gritty and grungy and like...
Yeah, I guess the closest we got was the Hythacami, right?
Exactly.
With,
exactly.
The greenhouse.
Well, because think about it, right? Polished to meld into the original finish?
Yeah.
No way, man. No one's putting that much effort into it. This ship is Ash's baby. Something catches your eye in one of the dark corners, a matte black stack of crates you hadn't spotted before. They are sleek and compact, tucked away behind some of the bigger, more worn containers.
We got it. We gotta
investigate. You put the components away and go over to the sleek crates. You run your hands across their textured surface, but there is little hint of what lies inside in the opaque metallic casing. Then you see it. A yellow symbol embossed onto the far side of the crate, a universal sigil used by spacers, corporations, and manufacturers alike. It's one you have seen throughout your time as a sleeper. Its meaning all too familiar. Explosive contents.
What are you guys not talking about?
You hear a hiss and Ash comes up through the bay's lock. She barely registers your presence, nodding at you as she passes.
Sleeper.
She busies herself with some task at the back of the bay. We gotta ask.
A little
right?
bit. This is kind of a concern.
Yeah. Ash doesn't turn around from whatever she is busy with.
Just more supplies, Sleeper. Like everything
What
else
kind
here.
of... Can't think of anything else to ask, but sense that the atmosphere has now somehow shifted. You quickly finish up the sorting and slip out, waving goodbye to her back as you do.
Okay, so they got some stuff to hide.
I guess it would seem. We're almost done with the hold,
Yep.
filling up the hold.
So we gotta finish the water.
We do have to finish
gotta
the
finish Pete's
water. I think that means we can do this. Yep. There we go. Perfect.
You want to spend a 2 on Pete's plan?
We can try it, yeah.
Because there's no like negative clock associated with it.
Yep.
Just negative condition.
Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it.
Yeah,
Come
just
on.
minus energy.
Give us that. Give us that.
Doesn't even matter if we get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neutral's good.
Okay. All right. Let's go eat.
And then go to bed.
Yep.
Oh.
No,
wow.
we have to go to the Rico. Maybe. Okay.
Come on, give us a chance.
Give us a
right?
chance to either continue or not. I guess we gotta go.
Wait, then maybe we shouldn't have planted the seed.
But who would have thought? Usually there's more than this.
Come on,
There's
man.
gotta be something else.
Rika has something in her hands when you enter the lab. It looks like a knotted twist of woody stems, a ring about the circumference of a human head, consisting of a single stalk at one side and a branched woven network at the other. As you approach, she holds it up. And in the lights of the lab, it looks like a brain, a crown. She smiles and shakes her head in disbelief. Is this what grew?
Yeah.
It is. I came to the plant this morning and this loop was all that was there. The seed grew right back into itself, twisted up out of the soil. That being you encountered, in the cloud as you call it, was it wearing one of these? She eyes you suspiciously, still unsure if she is somehow embroiled in an overlong prank.
It doesn't work like that.
Perhaps wearing was the wrong word. She places the object on the bench and shuffles to her analysis terminal, her face lit by its amber light in the dim corner of the lab. Well, it isn't exactly a plant anyway, not from what I can tell. She gives you a serious look. No leaves, no chloroplasts, just a series of filaments encased in cellulose walls.
Filaments? Like...
See, that's why I like you, Sleeper. You are so good at spotting the unusual details. Look at this. You see a cross-section scan of the crown. It's layers of plant-like structure on full view until you reach the center. There, instead of xylem and phloem? For transporting nutrients, something branched and woven glints.
They're wires.
Are those wires? I'm not sure whether to say yes or no here. These are not wires, like those in an electrical system, no, but they are filaments of a conductive material. So, yes? She leans closer to the screen. But you see those branches? They remind me of dendrites, of neurons. Which is frankly ridiculous. You look back at the crown on the table as Rico fusses over the scans and you suddenly realize what it reminds you of. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. Then you remember the crown they fitted you with, the branching structure of wires and pads. No, not a crown. They called it an interface. The tool of your emulation, your transference from neurons to electrons, an interface. That is your gift from Gardner.
We can go deeper. Instead of being a man to a robot, we could be a robot into the system, the dataverse,
or
can
we go back?
I don't know.
And be a person.
I don't know. I'm scared.
Turn back to Rico. Rico looks at you puzzled. Something clicks in her mind, perhaps something she heard from the sleeper she had helped all those cycles ago. She starts talking partly to you, partly to herself. If the club heads were made for you, then this too could be made for you, for your frame. She shuffles over quickly to the interface, a word that has stuck to this strange branched object quickly in your mind. You are right. That entity, it is the entity I've been looking for. They are the entity which is controlling the Greenway, which has been maintaining it, supporting it, and has been guiding it for all these decades.
Do you think the sleeper that left... I don't know if the sleeper that left is also the one that's...
The one that died, or the Gardener.
Is a sleeper that turned into the Gardener.
We'll see. Well, we won't necessarily see. It's another thing to consider.
There's another thing to consider.
They want to talk with you. Rico leads you to a seat. I will be here, Sleeper. If something happens, if you wish me to remove the crown, the interface, just squeeze. She grips your hand tightly. You meet her eyes clouded with age, but bright with the thrill of new discoveries. And she places the interface on your head and everything blinks out. Back into the river, back into the dark flow, but something is different now. You are no longer pushed, no longer blocked and buffeted by the storm. Instead, it flows around you. You move, and it parts, letting you pass. Something else resists, but it gives easily enough. You look back and see your body. You've left it behind. Somewhere, Rico's voice is talking to you, asking you questions. It is excited, eager, desperate to know what lies on the other side, what the entity has to say to you. You realize how long she has waited for this moment. For the moment of meeting between the inhabitants of the Greenway and its protector, and yet she is still on the outside. You shake off the sadness. You will be her eyes. Then you see the figure, Gardner, out in the storm. Planting. It takes less than a moment to reach them. You have never felt so free. This is how Navigator must have felt, released from their prison. This, you think, is what it feels like to be in the place you were built to inhabit. Gardner does not turn at your approach. They go on planting, but their voice whispers in the waters like a sharply rising current. You grew the gift. Their speech hisses around you. Good. I am glad.
I wanted to meet you.
And we are the same. Both eager shoots seeking one another. How does it feel to be free of your seed? They stoop to plant again.
Seed as in body?
That in which you were contained, from which you will grow. There was some disagreement, continues Gardner as if you were picking up on a long-held conversation, with the others. They felt you were a danger, but they're always cautious, especially the fungi. They like old loam, known knowns, wide and stable networks. The fungi were cautious? Mostly, yes, although there are many among their number who favor short growth cycles, thick nutrient veins, and sudden shifts. He gestures out into the storm, and though you cannot see them, you feel presences all around, sensing this audience with great interest. After all, they understood that it was I who made them their crowns, and without them they would not have joined the chorus. So they see that it is only fair that you get your chance to join too. You made more? I made them all. Gardner moves away a little, looking for another planting spot. It was so lonely here. But before long, I found them and began to let them in. Gardner stoops again. We are millions, and we grow. I hope you understand. I am unused to speaking to your kind. It has been many cycles since my last conversation. I think it was with Chief Executive Trellick himself.
It's a name drop. I feel like we've heard Trellick before.
Probably one of the first people across, getting to the Greenway. I think Rico mentioned them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think they did. You look around and you see it. Every growing thing, every non-human being in the Greenway is here. They are networked, connected, branched and linked by this strange being, this artifact of the old station. Something that really brings together this whole idea of organic and mechanical.
Yeah.
Machine. The impossible dream of a senile farm administration AI. A living network.
Actual living network.
You could dissolve here, you realize, free of that decaying body. You wouldn't need to be be a person. Why would you? Among all these other minds. You turn away from Gardner for a moment and look back at your body. A tiny hairline thread connects it to you. You hear Rico's voice again, still asking, still checking in. Are you okay, Sleeper? What are they saying, Sleeper? Are you still there, Sleeper? Something in you sighs a long sigh. A sigh that speaks of an exhaustion beyond tiredness. An exhaustion rooted deep inside you. It stems from the effort of answering questions, of answering problems, of getting up and breathing each cycle. The exhaustion that comes with existence.
Yeah.
But something else resists the sigh. A yearning, a sense of distance. A desire to squeeze that hand that holds you for its warmth, its blood, its complexity. To make a gesture that says, I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm with you. The two ideas spin within you, making you nauseous. If you break that thread, you will be free to dissolve here, to go strange and beautiful among a million others. If you follow it, if you squeeze Rico's hand, you will wake up back in that dying body with all the pain and warmth that entails. Now is the moment to choose.
So we have an option to either shed our body, the dying body that we have, that until recently was tracked by SNR, and that we would never really
had any real hope of
being able to break that connection.
Yes.
But now we have. Now we have breaking free of
through
SNR.
a myriad
of
number
connections
of connections,
with
events. That life that was just described is what got us our freedom in the first place. But there is nothing like the true freedom of being in the network, where we felt like Navigator did, being broken free from its shackles.
But we also, I feel like, lose a sense of identity.
Exactly, because we're now among a million others.
Yeah.
But like, we've been fighting for so long.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that vie for one or the other. But I think you and I already know what we're going to choose.
I think we follow.
We follow the thread, because at least when it comes to media, I know that at least with Vince and me, it's always about continuing to live and never letting go.
The indomitable
human spirit. Let's go.
Versus the cold, uncaring universe.
Yes, correct. We follow the thread.
Oh.
Your eyes track the thread across the whirling dark back to your body. This choice, you realize, will not be presented again.
We follow it
all the same. You don't look back at Gardner. You don't dare risk it. Instead, you follow the thread delicately, carefully.
I love this music.
Like a diver following their lifeline back to the surface.
Hold on, let me play a little bit. Is it the main theme? It's not, right?
No, it's different.
Ooh, it's good though. It's good.
The river whirls around you, but it doesn't pull. It isn't jealous. Neither does it understand. It is, after all, just a river. It isn't a person, a flesh and blood person with wants, with desires, with a capacity for love and hate. It doesn't understand you, and you don't understand it.
So we could ignore all those like human things and just kind of exist and just be at peace with existence, but lacking that individuality. But that's part of why we left in the first place.
Yeah, it was.
You know?
It was.
To escape it all. But not in this way.
No, not like this. See, at least not for our character.
No.
So you don't focus on it. You don't think about it, on what feels like such a long journey back through the dark. You set your mind on eyes instead, on hands, things you can focus on, hold on to. And then, after an age of crossing, you are there, settling back into the chair, into a body in a chair, and the overwhelming sensations that come with being a living thing with a rich and detailed sensorium. For a moment, you feel like you have made a terrible mistake. Who would choose this weight, this anxiety, this deep well at the center of existence? But then you feel it. Rico's hand, gripped hard around yours, trembling a little, sweating a little. Rico's hand with its brittle bones and crumpled skin. Rico's hand. And in that moment, you understand why you made this choice. And then you squeeze Rico's hand, and you wake up.
Warmth and light. Turn away and follow the thread back home. Oh, and that's the game?
We had so much to do.
We have more to do.
Holy crap.
Dude, that got me a little emotional.
Yeah, a little bit.
Dude.
It literally feeds into one of the things that we like the most about, like, people who choose to endure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Struggle against.
Yeah, exactly. Because this sleeper, our character, had been through so many things that you and I could not even really truly fathom the feeling of struggling.
Not that,
for.
not in the same way.
No, most certainly not. There are relatable things to it.
Yeah.
It humanizes them to us because they are, in essence, human.
Yes, but I mean, you don't even know if you are a real person.
Yeah,
or if you're just
exactly.
based off of somebody else's template.
Exactly. You don't know what or who you are. There is security that we have knowing that we are human beings.
Yeah.
And even then, there's this whole discussion about whether or not we do actually know that.
Yeah, of course.
It's not in the purview of this game.
Yes.
Regardless, I think that ending, written the way it was written, the choice that we made, and the reasonings for the choices that we decided to make for our character, phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was very phenomenally written. I can only hope now
that we can kind of go back and finish
and keep finishing, because it would make sense, right? If we chose to follow the thread and go back, doesn't that mean we can
continue on
and keep working on the things that we were?
Because we have, we came back to spite it all, so.
Come on, please.
Let us go back and spite it all.
Can you imagine they just delete our save?
I'd throw your PC out the window.
I think it would be sick.
No, it doesn't seem like that kind of game.
No, definitely doesn't seem. They're not Yoko Taro.
They could never be younger. No one can.
No one. The indomitable Yoko Taro.
Okay.
Okay,
cool. It just
we're good.
Up. All right.
We're good.
Excellent.
Oh. Sleeper? Rico's voice comes wavering through the dark. Are you still with me? You sit up. The lab, a bright green glare that fades as you gather yourself.
Yeah, we're here.
I'm here. Good. I thought you'd left me for a moment. Dude, imagine how sad that would have been.
Like, just thinking about it, like, you're just there for the rest of it. She's holding out hope. Probably tries to keep you alive, your body alive as long as possible, but unable to.
Thinking maybe you got lost.
Yeah.
And then eventually shutting the lights down and then dying.
Yeah.
Without ever knowing what happened to you. That makes me so sad. What? Who? Tell me about it. Tell me everything.
We'll tell her the truth.
Of course we'll tell her the truth. You tell Rico everything. You tell her about the gardener, that strange farm administrator AI that has grown to be so much more. About the chorus, that impossible configuration of networked plants, and finally about the choice the gardener offered you. She listens attentively, but her responses are hard to read. And you wonder if she might have made a different decision had she been in your place.
I mean, she's been struggling for so long, you know. Body's failing her.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's not so different from us, is she? Not in the same way, but our body's failing us constantly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sleeper, for telling me. I know it isn't easy to say such things. People too often do not wish to hear strange truths. And thank you for returning to me, though I know you had your own reasons. She squeezes your hand reassuringly. Something passes between you then. A kind of shared sadness for the impossible choice. The choice to escape your body or to stay and suffer it. Her smile is warm and generous, and whatever the wisdom of your choice, you are glad to feel welcome in this moment. In this place. Then suddenly, she stands and walks a little away as if trying to escape an unpleasant thought. You worry that she knows all too well what it takes to make a choice like you did. So, Sleeper, do you plan to stay in the commune with us?
I have other things.
I have other things to do. Well, be careful at least. We will miss you here. I will miss you. Rico crosses back over to you and takes one of your hands in both of hers. Just make sure to think of us out here. Haifa needs new blood if it wants to survive, and you are a good friend.
Look after yourself.
Look after yourself, Rico. And you, Sleeper. Well, don't let me keep you. Rico waves you away and limps back to her terminal. As she does, you notice the crown in her hand, and she places it on the bench with great care. You can't help but feel a little curious about what she intends to do with it. Then you are out, breathing the air of the Greenway, fresh as a spring morning. The dappled light makes a patchwork of the greening landscape, and you walk into it, sensing the movements of the gardener's chorus all around. You are glad to be here, in this strange and beautiful place. A little longer. What a conclusion.
Dude, I think she wants to go.
I think we made the right choice.
I think we did too. Honestly, if she wants to go, I'd help her.
Oh, 100% I would help
There's
her.
something different between us where, like, of course, our body is suffering and all that, but this is our first chance at doing something with it.
Yeah.
And she has been
She's
trying.
been struggling.
Yeah.
For decades.
Which is,
Long years.
she has a right to call it.
Yeah, she does have a right to call it. Especially after discovering all this.
Yeah, the work that she's put into it.
Is there anything left to do?
Just to stabilize
Just to get stabilizer. She'll keep making a stabilizer if we'd like her to.
We may not need that for a while.
Yeah.
So
Well, that feels like a really good place to end it.
Yeah. Do you want to...
There's so much to do,
When's the
but...
last time it saved? I'm just curious. I just want to make sure we're not.
8 seconds ago. Yeah. All right, well... I thought we were going to keep doing more, but that really just sort of blindsided us.
Yeah.
That hit me. That hit me good.
That hit me hard.
That hit me really good. I hope it hit you guys too. Man, this game's good.
Seems great.
This game's a fantastic game. I hope that you guys are enjoying it. We definitely did.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys in the next video because thank God there will be one. We're so glad that they just end the game on us. So for now, have a good rest of your day, and we will see you soon. Bye.